First and foremost, this news just dropped. Was it like an hour ago, 2 hours ago, something like that? If you're not already familiar with a little-known author or writer by the name of Stephen King, well then, you may not be. I don't know where this is going. You guys, Lindsey Beer is going to direct the new upcoming Pet Sematary movie over at Paramount Players. First and foremost, I didn't even realize that they were going to do a follow-up to the 2019 Pet Sematary movie. As you may know, longtime watchers of the show, you may know, I am not the biggest fan of the horror genre. I find it fascinating. I find it really, really interesting. And I love like the stories that they tell and the relevance to tales of what am I thinking of? Cautionary tales. I love that kind of stuff because with horror films, there always comes this great idea of morality and what is the right decision to make and what should we be doing and all that stuff. And I think it's really fascinating. And of course, like they usually entail some kind of fantastical element with the, even if it's, just down to say like the Saw movies, there is a really interesting social commentary behind the Saw movies. Or in, a lot of slasher films, there's a lot of social commentary. Night of the Living Dead was riddled with social commentary, that kind of stuff. So I find this stuff very interesting. Now, Lindsey Beer, I will be completely honest with you. I had to look her up. I'm not all that familiar with Lindsey Beer. What's her filmography like? What other films has she directed? That kind of stuff. And so I went over to her IMDb page, and you guys, it's she's never directed before. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. She needs to get her feet wet at some point. So a sequel, a follow-up to Pet Sematary might be a good fit for her. In fact, you know what? Let's jump over here into her a tweet that she wrote when when she announced that she had the job. This is over on Joe Blow. She says, sorry, let me pull my page up. She says, if I told you 10-year-old me. If I told my 10-year-old me my directorial debut would be a Stephen King adaptation, my response would have been, F yeah it is. Words can't capture my excitement about directing this love letter to the amazing book. Can't wait to scare the crap out of you. And of course, that was posted to Lindsey Beer's Twitter account. Yeah, I mean, like, she's obviously in love with this genre. She loves Stephen King. She loves scary type storytelling. But I want to go into her filmography really quick. Now, she has been a writer. She's primarily a writer on a lot of different things. She has a lot of things currently in development. First and foremost, Silver Sable. If you're not familiar with Silver Sable, she's essentially a Marvel anti-villain. Kind of in like she works closely with Spider-Man. Sometimes she's an ally of Spider-Man. Sometimes she's the villain of Spider-Man. But she's kind of an anti-hero. So there's a Silver Sable movie that she's working on, a Fast and Furious female spin-off. Of which, why can't we just call it a Fast and Furious spin-off movie? But whatever. There's an upcoming reboot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that she's attached to. The live-action Bambi. A reboot of Short Circuit. A Hello Kitty movie. That's stuff that's just in development. Stuff that's in production right now. There's a few projects I haven't heard of. Like the King Killer Chronicle. Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light. I'm not familiar with those properties, but she's also in production currently of Mask, or the Mobile Armored Strike Command. If you're not familiar with Mask or the Mobile Armored Strike Command, it was an 80s cartoon television show. It didn't necessarily take place in the same universe as Transformers or G.I. Joe, but it's attached in that same kind of Hasbro property kind of thing, right? So, it's essentially it's cars that are cops, essentially, right? And military, that kind of a thing, right? So there's that. So she's got some pretty incredible credits attached to her name. Now, like I said, she hasn't directed yet. She hasn't ever directed a film. I would like to jump into this article really quick. From Deadline. It says, exclusive Pet Sematary, Stephen King's self-proclaimed scariest property ever. Next installment in the franchise has gained momentum as it looks like it's found its director. Sources tell Deadline Lindsey has signed on to direct Paramount Players' follow-up adaptation for the successful 2019 horror pick based on Stephen King's bestseller. Beer has become one of the busiest screenwriters. I mean, look at just all of the stuff that she's attached to. It's bananas. Anyway, where do we go? Beer's become one of the busiest screenwriters, and this will mark her directing debut. The classic 1989 adaptation made history. Blah 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 blah. Beer has wanted to jump into the directing chair and saw this as a perfect opportunity. Beer also wrote the latest script based on a draft by Bueller, however you want to pronounce that. Again, plot details are unknown at this time. The original story, which the 1989 and the 2019 picture was also loosely based on, with their own different twists, followed by a family who, after tragedy strikes a grieving father, discovers an ancient burial ground. We all know the story of Pet Sematary. But yeah, so I mean, like, is this going to be a sequel? Is it going to be a prequel? Is it going to be a continuation? Is it going to delve deeper into the events of Pet Sematary, maybe from an alternate perspective? Those types of details are a little loose. We don't exactly know what kind of a movie this is going to be. I mean, just based purely on the idea that she's never directed anything before, I'm cautiously optimistic. Again, I won't be seeing this movie because I don't like being scared. Scary things stay with me inside of my psyche, and I project them onto other things, and it just makes me scared and terrified for the future, and I will have no part of it. Anyway, guys, how does this news strike you? Are you excited, first and foremost, for Lindsey Beer's filmography so far? Granted, it's a writing filmography, but it kind of, like, given the amount of projects that she's currently in development and in production on, and the types of projects. I mean, we've got Mask, we've got Silver Sable, we've got Fast and the Furious, we have TMNT, we have Bambi, we have Short Circuit, we have Hello Kitty. Big name properties, not to mention all the ones that I didn't even mention. There's a whole bunch of ones that I didn't even mention that she's currently doing. So high-profile projects, the sheer quantity of high-profile projects, it kind of makes me think that she kind of knows what she's doing, and she wants to be in the director's chair. Hats off to her. More power to her. Let's do it. But I want to hear what your thoughts are. Are you looking forward to this particular adaptation or not? Why? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles would want you to do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.